Properly storing house paint is often overlooked, but plays a crucial role in maintaining its quality and extending its lifespan. Whether you're a DIY enthusiast or a professional painter, ensuring your paint remains usable for future projects can save you time, money, and frustration. In this comprehensive guide, we'll delve into the importance of proper paint storage and explore the benefits of extending paint life. Ensuring that your paint cans are tightly sealed before storage is crucial to preserving the quality of the paint for future use. Begin by meticulously cleaning any dried paint residue from around the lid and rim of the can. Even small particles of dried paint can compromise the seal, allowing air to seep in and accelerate the drying process. Once the lid and rim are clean, use a mallet or rubber mallet to firmly secure the lid in place. Applying even pressure around the perimeter of the lid helps to create a tight seal, minimizing air exposure and preventing the paint from drying out prematurely. By taking the time to seal your paint cans properly, you can extend the shelf life of your paint and ensure it remains usable for future projects. In addition to sealing paint cans tightly, you can further protect your paint from air exposure by employing additional techniques. One option is to use marbles or glass beads to fill any empty space in partially used cans. By minimizing the air volume within the can, you reduce the risk of oxidation and drying out of the paint. Alternatively, you can use plastic wrap to create a barrier between the paint and the air. Simply press a piece of plastic wrap directly onto the surface of the paint before sealing the lid to prevent air from reaching the paint. Another effective strategy is to invest in a quality paint preserver, specifically designed to prolong the shelf life of paint. These products form a protective barrier over the surface of the paint, preventing air from reaching it and slowing down the drying process. Whether using simple household items or specialized products, adding a paint preserver or blotting out air helps to maintain the integrity of your paint during storage, ensuring it remains viable for future use. Storing your paint in a cool, dry environment is essential for preserving its quality and ensuring its longevity. Extreme temperatures, whether excessively hot or cold, can cause paint to degrade or separate, compromising its consistency and effectiveness. Additionally, exposure to moisture can create an environment conducive to mold growth and spoilage, rendering the paint unusable. To safeguard your paint against these risks, opt for a storage location that remains consistently cool and dry throughout the year. Ideal options include basements, utility closets, or interior storage spaces, away from direct sunlight and temperature fluctuations. While maintaining a cool, dry storage environment is crucial, it's equally important to ensure adequate ventilation to prevent the buildup of harmful fumes and maintain optimal paint conditions. Proper ventilation helps to dissipate any gases emitted by the paint, reducing the risk of inhalation and minimizing the potential for respiratory irritation. Additionally, adequate airflow helps to prevent the accumulation of moisture, which can lead to condensation and mold growth within the storage area. To promote ventilation, ensure there are vents or openings in the storage space and consider using a fan or dehumidifier to improve air circulation if necessary. An effective strategy for prolonging the shelf life of your paint is to store the cans upside down. This technique creates a tight seal between the lid and the paint, minimizing air exposure and preventing the formation of a skin on the surface. By storing the cans upside down, gravity helps to maintain pressure on the lid, further reducing the likelihood of air infiltration. Additionally, storing cans upside down makes it easier to access the paint when needed, as any settled pigments or solids will be at the bottom of the can. This simple yet effective storage method can significantly extend the usability of your paint and ensure consistent quality for future projects. To streamline future paint projects and avoid confusion, it's essential to label your paint cans clearly and accurately. Include information such as the paint color/name, the room it was used in, and the date of purchase. This ensures you can easily identify and retrieve the paint you need when the time comes. Organizing your paint cans for easy access not only saves time, but also helps to prevent accidental spills or damage. Consider arranging them by color or room, with frequently used paints placed within reach for convenience. Maintaining a detailed inventory of your paint supplies allows you to keep track of quantities, expiration dates, and usage history. Use a spreadsheet or inventory management app to catalog your paints, making it easier to plan future projects and restock as needed. Latex and acrylic paints are water-based and can be susceptible to freezing temperatures. Store them in a climate-controlled environment above freezing temperatures to prevent damage to the consistency and quality of the paint. Oil-based paints require special care due to their flammability and longer drying times. Store them away from heat sources and open flames and ensure proper ventilation to reduce the risk of fume buildup. Specialty paints such as primers, sealers and textured coatings may have unique storage requirements. Refer to the manufacturer's instructions for specific guidance on storing these products to maintain their effectiveness. A strong, unpleasant odor emanating from a paint can is often a clear indication that the paint has gone bad. When you open the can and detect an unusual or foul smell, it's a sign of spoilage or contamination within the paint. This odor may range from musty or rancid to chemical-like, depending on the type and severity of the deterioration. Trust your sense of smell. If the paint doesn't smell right, it's best to err on the side of caution and refrain from using it. Healthy paint should possess a smooth, uniform consistency akin to that of a freshly opened can. However, if you notice any abnormalities in the texture when stirring the paint, it's a clear indication that it's past its prime and should be discarded. Texture changes may manifest as lumps, clumps, or visible separation within the paint. Attempting to use paint with altered texture could result in an uneven finish and compromise the quality of your project. Another telltale sign of paint deterioration is color separation, which becomes evident when the paint appears streaky or uneven upon application. This separation indicates that the components of the paint have begun to degrade, resulting in an inconsistent mixture. As a result, the paint's color may appear mottled or blotchy, detracting from the desired aesthetic and compromising its effectiveness. If you observe color separation, it's a clear indication that the paint is no longer suitable for use and should be discarded responsibly. By recognizing these signs of paint deterioration, you can proactively identify and address issues before they impact your painting projects. Regularly inspecting your paint supplies for unusual odors, texture changes, and color separation can help you maintain high standards of quality and ensure optimal results in your DIY endeavors. When it comes to disposing of unusable paint, it's vital to prioritize responsible methods to prevent environmental harm. Many communities provide access to hazardous waste collection programs specifically designed for safely disposing of paint and other household chemicals. These facilities often have designated drop-off locations or scheduled collection events where residents can bring their old or unused paint for proper disposal. Trained professionals at these facilities can handle the paint safely, ensuring it doesn't end up contaminating landfills or waterways. By utilizing these hazardous waste facilities, individuals can contribute to environmental protection efforts and minimize the risk of pollution. In addition to hazardous waste facilities, individuals can explore paint recycling programs available in their area. These programs focus on repurposing or safely disposing of partially used or expired paint cans to reduce the environmental impact of leftover paint. Recycling centers or specialized paint recycling facilities often accept donations of usable paint, which may be redistributed to community projects or individuals in need. For paint that cannot be reused, these programs employ environmentally friendly disposal methods, such as proper treatment or recycling of paint components. By participating in paint recycling programs, individuals can play a proactive role in promoting sustainability and reducing waste in their communities. You can store paint for varying lengths of time, depending on factors such as the type of paint, storage conditions, and how well it's sealed. On average, properly stored paint can last for up to 5-10 years. While the garage may seem like a convenient storage location, it's not always the best choice for paint. Garages can experience extreme temperature fluctuations, which can degrade the quality of the paint over time. Yes, storing paint cans upside down can create a tighter seal between the lid and the paint, minimizing air exposure and helping to prevent the formation of a skin on the surface. Old paint cans should be disposed of properly to prevent environmental contamination. Check with your local hazardous waste facilities or recycling programs for guidance on safe disposal methods. If paint has gone bad, it's best to dispose of it properly rather than attempting to use it. Signs of bad paint include unusual odors, texture changes, and color separation. In some cases, you may be able to revive old paint by adding a paint thinner or conditioner and stirring it thoroughly. However, this may not always be effective, especially if the paint has deteriorated significantly. In conclusion, proper paint storage is a simple yet essential practice for anyone working with house paint. By following the expert tips outlined in this guide, you can ensure your paint remains usable for future projects, saving you time, money, and hassle in the long run. From sealing paint cans to identifying signs of deterioration, taking proactive steps to care for your paint will pay off in the quality and longevity of your finished projects.